Hello everyone, welcome to S Studies. Today in S Studies, we are going to learn about measuring time. As we all know, time is very a valuable thing. But how did we get to know about this time? And from when did we start to know about this time? And from when did we calculate the time? And from when do we know that a thing called time exists? And by the way, how did they start to measure the time when there were no batteries and nothing? So here, let's see answers for all of this here. What's time? First, let's get into the clear definition of what's time. Time can be defined as the ongoing and continuous sequence of events that occur in succession from the past through the present to the future. So, time is defined as the ongoing continuous sequence of events that and continues from the past through the present and to the future. This is what we call a time. Ways for measuring time. Now, we all will get a question when we had no batteries, no clocks, or no cell phones. How did we start to measure time? So, there are five tools which they used in the past to measure the time. Now, let's learn about each of them in detail. Sundials and Obelisks, sand glass, water clock, pendulum, the quads. These are the five things they used in the past to measure the time. First, let's learn about sundials and obelisks. So, this is what we call a sundial. It is made up of wooden piece. A circular wooden piece is laid down, to which a long lot of wood is attached, and the edge of the long log will produce shadow at the edges of this log, as you can see here in the picture. When the sun moves, the shadow too moves, showing the time. You can see here. This is what we call sundials and obelisks. Next. Now let's learn about sand glass. This is a very often one which we do know about it. This is a common mechanism which we used for time. As we all know, this has two glass containers, one at the top and the other at the bottom. So the sand is filled in the top glass, and once it is laid in the vice versa way, the sand starts to come to the second glass. And the time measured, it takes amount of time to come to the second glass. Once the complete sand has come to the second glass, we measure a time. Like once it comes completely down, we have completed 1 minute, 2 minutes. Like that, we have for hours too. Next, water clock. So this is a very old way of measuring time. It is water clock. So this is a pipe through which water is laid down, and the water gets inside a funnel shaped tube. This funnel shaped tube is attached to both the sides of pillars, and then we have some numbers written here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And once the water gets completed, I mean, if it has completed the stage 1, it means 1 minute is completed. Stage 2, 2 minutes is completed. And the drop by drop, the water used to come here. Even this drop too, the time it takes in the interval of one drop to the other drop is also considered as a time. Next, pendulum. So this is a modern one, a pendulum. You can see here it takes equal intervals of the time for this ball named Bob to move from left to right, left to right. It takes the same amount of time. So in this also we can measure the time. Next, candle clock. This is what we call a candle clock. This is same as the water clock. Once the candle melts, it leaves up in some amount 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it takes about 1 minute for the candle to melt till the 1, and this is the 20-minute clock, and this is the 30 minutes. When it goes to complete stage 3, it says 30 minutes. Stage 1 means 1 minute. Now here the candle is as it is, so 0 minute, and once the candle reaches the scale 2, 20 minutes are done. Next, invention of the clock. Now comes the modern invention method. It is the clock. It was invented by Christiaan Huygens. He was a scientist who invented the clock with the batteries. Now, almost all in everyone's home, we find this tool as clock. I hope it's in your home too. Thank you. Hope so you learned how the time was invented and how it came to existence and how we all learned about time. Thank you.